Dear student, this is Ahmad Muhammad Fahim, and today I am starting your second chapter of physics of class 11th, that is unit and measurement. Okay, so in this chapter you have to study about what is the use for the measurement, or we can say that why we require the measurement, or why we need the measurement. Because in the initial stages there were the peoples who are doing the measurement by their own understanding and by their own taking. So there was no standard created for the measurement which should be internationally accepted by all, or it should be internationally accepted all over the world. So in this chapter we will study about the measurement, or the standard unit which has been created, which is accepted by the all the countries in the world. So first of all, the thing is, what is measurement? So what do you mean by measurement? The definition of measurement is an measurement of any physical quantity is a process of comparison between a standard and the unknown physical quantity, resulting in knowing the magnitude of unknown physical quantity in terms of standard. So what this definition tells us about measurement, like I have this pen. So this pen, physical quantity for measurement is length. Length is the physical quantity for the measurement of this pen. So the length of pen I don't know, because this is the unknown quantity. So we will compare this unknown quantity with the help of the known standard, that is the ruler or scale on which the standard has been created. So by comparing this unknown quantity, that is pen, with the help of ruler, we will come to know about the length of this pen in terms of that standard, that is the ruler. So that is the process of measurement. Okay, now next thing is physical quantity. What is physical quantity? All the quantities in which law of physics can be expressed and which can be measured directly or indirectly are called physical quantities. Now the physical quantities are such as mass is a physical quantity, because all the law of physics are expressed directly or indirectly on it. In the same way, time is also a physical quantity. Length is also a physical quantity. So this is the definition for physical quantity. For example, measuring the physical quantity, that is length of a pen, by comparing it with the known standard length, that is ruler, that I have given you as example in the definition of measurement. Because measurement is comparison of standard with unknown physical quantity, that is of pen, and resulting in knowing the magnitude of this pen in terms of the ruler. Okay, now the next topic is, what is unit? So definition of the unit: the chosen standard of same kind taken as reference in order to measure a physical quantity is called unit of that physical quantity. It means unit is that chosen standard which is internationally accepted by all of the countries over the world in order to measure that physical quantity, and which are of same kind. Like the unit of time is second, unit of length is meter. So these are the unit. Okay, this is the definition for the unit. Now next thing is the process of measurement of physical quantity involves two things. First is the selection of the unit. Second, the number of times that unit is contained in the physical quantity. So it is given by measurement of physical quantity is equals to numerical value of that physical quantity into standard unit of physical quantity. For example, x is the measurement of physical quantity. Here n is the number of times or the numerical value of that physical quantity, and u is the standard unit of that physical quantity. For example, length of a table is a physical quantity which is to be measured. 3 is the numerical value of that physical quantity, and 1 meter is the standard unit of that physical quantity length, because meter is the standard unit of that physical quantity length. So it will become 3 meter. Next topic is fundamental and derived units. So what do you mean by fundamental units? Fundamental units are the unit of fundamental and base quantities which cannot be derived from others. For example, unit of length, that is meter, unit of time, that is second, unit of mass, that is kilogram, kg, etc. are the fundamental units. There are 7 basic fundamental units or the base quantities, which we will further in the coming topic we will study what are that 7 fundamental or base quantities are there. Next thing is derived quantities. What are derived quantities? These are the unit of all such physical quantities which can be expressed in terms of the fundamental or the base unit are called derived unit. It means the definition suggests that derived unit are the units which are directly based upon or they are expressed in terms of the fundamental or the base unit. For example, unit of area is meter square, that is the unit of length square. In the same way, unit of speed is meter per second. In the same way, unit of volume is meter cube, length cube, because length unit is meter and that is the fundamental units. So derived unit are based or they are expressed in terms of fundamental units. Now next topic is system of units. These following are the common system of units which was earlier used. So in the earlier times, these are the system of units not used in the current time. The first system was CGS system. CGS system is based on centimeter, gram and second as fundamental unit of length, mass and time respectively. So in CGS system, the length fundamental unit is centimeter, mass fundamental unit was gram, time fundamental unit was second. Second system was FPS system. FPS system is based on foot, pound and second as fundamental unit of length, mass and time respectively. So in FPS system, for length, foot was the fundamental unit, for mass, pound was the fundamental unit, for time, second was the fundamental unit. In the same way, the third system which was earlier used was MKS system. MKS system is based on meter, kilogram and second as fundamental unit of length, mass and time. So this MKS system is nowadays currently used because length is having the fundamental unit of meter, mass is having the fundamental unit of kilogram and time is having the fundamental unit of second. This MKS system is nowadays also being used. Now, the system of units which is at present internationally accepted by all the countries of the world for measurement is abbreviated as SI unit, which is the French name for the International System of Units. So nowadays we are using the SI units as a standard which is internationally accepted by all the countries of the world. The next topic is plane angle. What do you mean by plane angle? Plane angle is the ratio of the length of the arc to the length of the radius. It means plane angle is the angle created by that sector of the plane whose center is containing that plane angle, and the length of the arc is along its circumference. R is the radius of that circle. So plane angle is always a two-dimensional figure. It is created in a plane. So plane angle is represented by d theta, that is equals to length of the arc, that is dl, upon radius of that circle or of that sector. So d theta is equals to dl by r, and unit of SI unit of plane angle is radian. So plane angle is always created in a plane. It is the two-dimensional figure. SI unit of plane angle is radian. Now next thing is solid angle. Solid angle, because plane angle you have already studied in class 10th. Solid angle, this is new for you people. Solid angle is a angle which is created by a three-dimensional figure, like the sector which is coming out of a sphere. Like there is a sphere is there, and in a sphere, a spherical body, if we are cutting out a sector from it, then the angle created at the center will be the solid angle, and this is the ratio of solid angle is the ratio of the intercepted area, that is dA, of a spherical surface described about the apex O as the center to the square of its radius. So this solid angle, that is d of omega, that is equals to dA, that is the intercepted area or the area of that sector, divided by upon r square, that is radius square. The SI unit of solid angle is steradian. So the SI unit of solid angle is steradian. This solid angle is created in the three-dimensional figure, and this here the area is intercepted, not the length, and this in denominator term there is a square of the radius is coming. Both the plane angle and solid angle are dimensionless quantities. So what do you mean by dimensionless quantities? You will be coming to know in the further videos or further lectures. So both plane angle and solid angle are dimensionless quantities. They don't have any dimension. Okay. Next we have to start, as I have already told you, that we will discuss about the 7 basic fundamental or base quantities. So in physics there are 7 number of fundamental or base quantities. They are as follows. These are the 7 basic fundamental quantities. These are fundamental quantities, name of the fundamental units and their symbol. So first fundamental quantity is length. Its unit is meter and symbol is small m. Second fundamental unit is mass. Its unit is kilogram and symbol is kg. Third fundamental quantity is time, and its fundamental unit is second and it is given by the symbol small s. Fourth fundamental quantity is electric current. Its fundamental unit is ampere and its symbol is capital A. Fifth fundamental quantity is thermodynamic temperature. Its unit is Kelvin and its symbol is small k. Sixth fundamental quantity is amount of substance. Its unit is mole and its symbol is MOL, small mol. Seventh fundamental quantity is luminous intensity. Its unit is candela and its symbol is small cd. So these are the 7 basic fundamental quantities on which all the other derived quantities are based on it. So all the derived units are expressed in terms of these 7 basic fundamental units. Okay, now the next topic we have to study about measurement of length. Okay, for measurement of length there are 2 methods used. One is direct method, another is indirect method. For direct method we can approach both the end for measurement of the length practically because the length is small. Okay, in direct method we can approach on both the side for measuring the length. Like we have to measure the length of this pen, so we can easily approach on both the ends of this pen. So for direct method is used for the small distance. For example, the meter scale. It is the instrument which is used to measure accurately up to a minimum measurement of 1 millimeter, that is equals to 10 to power minus 3 meter. So meter scale, all of you are knowing, this is a measuring instrument for measuring of the length, small length. Okay, now next instrument that you will be studying in this class 11th, and there is a practical based on this instrument, that is vernier caliper. There are two practicals which are based on this instrument, vernier caliper. It is an instrument which can be accurately measure up to a minimum measurement of 1/10th part of a millimeter, or we can say that it is equals to 10 to power minus 4 meter or 0.1 millimeter. This is the smallest value that this device or vernier caliper instrument can measure accurately. Now the next device or instrument which also you have to study or do the practical based on this, that is screw gauge and spirometer. There are the practical based on both the device. Okay, it is an instrument which can accurately measure up to a minimum measurement of 1/100th part of a millimeter, that is equals to 10 to power minus 5 meter, or we can say that 0.01 millimeter. Now the next thing is indirect method. What is indirect method? In indirect method we cannot reach both the ends for measurement of length practically because length is very large. So in indirect method we are not practically reaching for the measurement of length on both the ends because the length is very large. For example, for measurement of large distance we use parallax method. This parallax method is used to measure the distance between two stars or the distance between Earth and nearby star. For example, if there is a star at this position S and the Earth is on its orbit, it is revolving. So when the Earth is at position A, the person who is seeing this star by his eye, the observation is along this end. And in the same way, when the earth is at position B, then the person is seeing this star along this ray of light, and that will be forming certain angle along this ray. So parallax method is basically the method which is created by the observation of the eye. So parallax angle is equals to arc length upon radius distance, because this distance will be arc length, that is B, between A to B, between the two position of the earth, and this from the star to any one of the position of the earth, the distance will be the radius distance. And this angle which is created between the two position of the earth at the point of a star, that angle will be parallax angle, because this angle is created by the observation of the eyes, our eyes. So theta is equals to B by D, and by this we measure the distance D, that will be B upon theta. It means the distance from the star to earth, that can be measured by this distance between two position of the earth divided by the angle subtended at the star point. So this is the method of parallax that has been used for measuring the large distances. Okay, now next topic is range of length. What is range of length? Range of length may vary from the very small length, that is 10 to power minus 14 meter, to very large length, that is the length of the universe, that is 10 to power plus 26 meter. So it is of very small length to very large length, that is the length of universe. Now we use certain special length units for large length. So there are certain special length units which are used for basically the large length. They are, first, astronomical unit. You have to learn all these things, because astronomical units, this is an important special unit of length, and it is used in many of the problems or the numerical which you will be doing in the coming chapters. Okay, astronomical unit, that is represented by AU, capital AU. It is the average distance between the sun and the earth. It means astronomical unit is the distance between the sun and the earth. 1 AU is equals to 1.49 into 10 to power 11 meter, or it is approximately equals to 1.5 into 10 to power 11 meter. It is basically used for measuring distances of different planets with respect to sun. So if we want to measure the distance of different planet from the sun, so we will be using this special unit, that is astronomical unit, in order to measure such a long distances. Now the next long distance unit is light year, and it is given by LY. It is the distance covered by light in 1 year. 1 light year is 9.5 into 10 to power 15 meter. So 1 light year is equals to 9.5 into 10 to power 15 meter. This unit is greater than astronomical unit, because this astronomical unit is 10 to power 11. This light year unit is 10 to power 15. And this definition is the distance covered by light in 1 year is known as 1 light year. These are the distances which are used for the measurement of galaxies. Okay. Now the third largest unit which is used to measure, practically used for measurement, that is parsec. Parsec it is the distance at which an arc equal to 1 astronomical unit subtend an angle of 1 second at the center. It means if we are measuring the distance from this point to this point, this end, then this distance will be 1 parsec when there is a condition that this arc length between the earth and the sun, that will be equals to 1 astronomical unit, or we can say that the arc length subtended by that angle is 1 astronomical unit, and the central angle which is subtending is 1 second. Then this distance, radius distance will be 1 parsec. So 1 parsec will be equals to 3.08 into 10 to power 16 meter, and that is equals to 3.26 light year in terms of light year. Okay, these are the 3 basic large unit of length which are to be measured. Now the next is, we also use the certain special length unit for the small length, like 1 Fermi, that is equals to 10 to power minus 15 meter, 1 angstrom, that is equals to 10 to power minus 10 meter, 1 picometer, that is 10 to power minus 12 meter, 1 nanometer, that is equals to 10 to power minus 9 meter. So these are the units of the length, some of the smallest unit of length. Now the measurement of mass. Mass is a basic property of matter. Some of the special unit of mass are 1 quintal, that is equals to 100 kg, 1 ton, that is equals to 1000 kg, 1 CSL, that is Chandrasekhar limit, that is equals to 1.4 times the mass of sun. This is also a standard unit of mass which is used for certain heavy mass which are heavier than sun. Okay, there is one more unit, that is 1 atomic mass unit, that is 1 AMU, 1 U, that is equals to 1.67 into 10 to power minus 27 kg, that you people are normally using in chemistry part, in your chemistry. So these are the some of the units of mass. Now measurement of time. Now we use an atomic standard of time which is based on periodic variation produced in the cesium atom. This is the basis of cesium clock, sometimes called as atomic clocks, used in the national standard. So these atomic clocks are the very accurate clocks which have 100% of accuracy, and they are very much sophisticated clocks because they are working on the cesium atom. So this is used as a standard which is internationally accepted by all of the countries in the world, in order to have no mismatch of the time between the different part of the world. Okay, now some of the practical units of time are day, hours, minute, month, year, century, etc. So these are the some of the practical units of time that you have already known.